Hi, my name is Gabriela from Tulip Art Designs, and on this channel we are getting creative. Today I wanted, let's see, to show you how you can paint such fluffy ice cream, and this is an illustration from my Ink and Color creative workbook. Something that I made to celebrate my new Patreon page that I just recently opened. So if you are ready, grab your supplies and let's get started. So this is the book. I will make sure the link is below. It's a free downloadable ebook that I made to celebrate my new Patreon page that I just started last month. And today, as I told you, here is the illustration that I want to make. Let me just find it. So this printable ebook, it includes 15 pages like this with just different projects, and I just included one page with like inspiration of my own project. So you can see that's the ice cream, and then on the second page, it's here, you have the outlines. So you can just skip painting all of the pages, but you can print only the page you like. And I have a video how to transfer such lines on watercolor paper, so you can watch if you want. Now I will just use the graphite paper to do this, and let's say somewhere here. It's possible that it will not be centered because I don't really see where my paper is, but that's okay. Let's say something like this, and you can fix it on the table with a little bit of tape. Let's say here on these two corners, so I will be sure that it will not move. Then you can sketch with a pencil and trace all the lines. You can trace only the outlines and then add some details by yourself, or you can just trace all of the lines like this, and then you will have all of the lines on your watercolor paper, so you can directly start drawing. It's very nice to have such printable workbook, because sometimes you're just tired of searching for reference photo and then thinking of proportions and what to draw, which part you like, all this kind of stuff. Sometimes you don't have the energy of doing this, or you are just a beginner who needs guidelines and starting point. So this is just the best to start with. Okay, and then also this. So you could see it took me just 1 minute. I have it on my paper. Let's remove this. So yeah, you can see my ice cream is just a little bit out of the page, but that's okay. Then the next step is to outline our drawing, and I have the mono drawing pen. Let me just zoom in. Okay, so you can use different sizes. This one is 0.5, but you can definitely use different sizes if you want to create a nicer illustration. So you could see what I just did here. I made my cone just a bit smaller, so I will make sure that the whole illustration is fitting in my frame, so in my paper. And then I'm just sketching with my fine liners. And if you are not really a fine liner person, you can definitely start directly with watercolor or any other medium. You know, this is like a coloring page that you can use any materials you like. Okay, then a few of these detail lines, and I transferred my illustration on cold press watercolor paper, but you can use any type of watercolor paper as long as it's a good quality. I definitely wouldn't you know, compromise the quality of the watercolor paper. Then another thing I want to do is to make the outlines a little bit thicker, just to create a nice illustration look. And sometimes you can add more, so you will make thicker lines, and sometimes you can just leave it as it is. I will do the same here with the ice cream itself, and I will add it like on the bottom parts, so like here and here, so it will be just a bit more interesting. So like this, maybe here as well. Also like this. And you know, you can skip this, or you can add even more details. Let's say that you think you need one of these here, or you want to add a few dots, you know, to make it your own. It's all fine. And if you try to really copy every single thing from me, it's possible that you will still get a different result, and that's okay. That's just fine. Okay. And what I also like to add is a little bit of, you know, this, I call them movement lines, because it just creates this feeling that the ice cream is shaking. Okay, maybe also 2 of these here and here, and then we have like our ground. Okay, I think that's it. I will use my eraser to remove this graphite, because once you add the watercolor on top of it, then you will not be able to remove it, I mean to erase it. And I want to show you a very easy and fun technique. to just have a relaxing moment, because we are not trying to, you know, be professional watercolor artists. And even if you want to do this, that's absolutely okay. Then this is the best start for this. So we are going to start with the cone. Then we will make, no, sorry, we will start with the purple ice cream, then we will make the cone, then we will be back to the ground, and then we will finish with some splashes for like a big background. I am using my long round brush number 12. So I will be just faster. You can use any round brush, but if you take a small one, it will just take you longer to you know, wet all this surface. So I'm adding water, and I am trying to not, you know, add too much water. And if I see that there is like a puddle somewhere, I will dry my brush on the paper towel and then pick this extra water. Like this. A bit more. So painting with water is the first thing that you can do when you want to start, you know, exploring watercolors, because with this technique, first of all, you have a lot of, you know, you have a lot of fun, because you definitely explore what the watercolor can do. This technique is called wet on wet, so we are pre-wetting our surface and then we are adding our watercolor or our pigment on top of it. So I am making my ice cream purple. Let's just mix some purple because I don't have one on my palette. So I am using a rose lake and Prussian blue to mix this purple, and I am using 50% of the blue and 50% of the rose to create this nice violet color. If you think that while you were mixing your color your paper get dry, just you can add extra water. But let's stop talking and let me just show you what the paint can do. And I have to tell you that if you are using another paper, because I'm using Arches, I'm using cold press, and it's the thick one, then it can definitely hold more water. Then it's more, yeah, wet in wet friendly for sure. But what I'm doing, I'm just tapping with my paint on the edges and on these lines here, like this, and then the paint just, you know, does its job like this, and also here. So it's all about, you know, enjoying this moment and trying to see what will happen. And if you want to add more paint, that's okay, you can just go back, add darker tones. You can also add another color if you want, you know, just having fun with watercolors. It's actually very nice. So like this, maybe here and here, so like this. I want to add darker here on the bottom, just because we know that the light comes from the top, so always here on the top part it will be brighter, lighter than the bottom. And we can also just get some Payne's gray to add to our purple, so it will create even darker tone. And I will just add it here on the bottom like this, and maybe a little bit here. Okay, I will stop here and I will do the cone. I have to warm you up that if this part is not dry and if you touch it here, then the purple will bleed to your cone. So if you want to make sure that they will not bleed in each other, you have to wait for the purple to dry out. So let's do this and then we will continue with the cone. Okay, now that it's dry, let's make our cone. So we do the same. We add water just everywhere. And if your paper is not fixed to the table, you can always turn the paper to just one side and you will see if the water is, you know, creating a pool, and then you can take it with your dry brush. So we are adding water everywhere on the cone, like this. Okay, then I will grab a little bit of yellow ochre, but I will add more water because I want it to be more transparent, more light. And then I will add it on the edges, like this. And then I will add it just in the direction of my detail lines. I don't bother if I go out of my outlines, it's all fine. I can then pick up a bit more pigmented paint, add it again next to the edges and on the detail lines, like this. So you just create kind of a, you know, 3D view because it's darker on the edges, so it's like a round shape. And also here. And then the second color that I want to add is a little bit of burnt umber, again on the edges. And then it just bleeds and mixes with the colors that are already there. So like this. Okay. And also there. Okay. All right. I think that's it for the cone. For the ground, I want to use that same color. So without cleaning my brush, I will just do one stroke. I will add more water to my brush, will dry it a little bit, and then I will just blend it out. That's it. That's gonna be it. For our splashes, while you know I still have my brush, I will use purple. So I will load my brush with all of the purple I have here, and I will just do this. This is a messy technique, so you can definitely try it first on the side if you want. So you can see I just did a mess, so I will also make it here with a few of these. And I want to show you something interesting now. I will use my spray, and I will just spray like this, so it will create a nice bleeding. It's something that you just try and see what happens. It's possible that you will not like it. It's possible that it will create something even nicer than what you think. You never know. But that's the fun part of watercolor illustrations, or at least, you know, that's my way. You try something, you have fun, you enjoy it, and you know, in the end, it's possible that you will be, maybe it didn't work, or you will be, oh wow, that really worked out. Okay, now I will wait for this to dry before I just add my last details. Okay, for the last step, I am going to use a Jelly Roll pen, and I will make these white lines where where I have the darkest watercolor. So I will put here on the edges like this, and I will not make it 100% continuous line, but sometimes I will make a short one and then I will continue. Then I will add a few detail lines like this. Then to the other direction. And sometimes I add like the whole length, sometimes just a short one. And then for the ice cream, I will add it here on the darker part, and then I will make a short one, a long one, maybe a few dots like this, and that's all about it. Like, you don't need to, you know, make the perfect realistic illustration to have fun. Also, like, this is already such a nice sketch, and we learned a lot, like we learned wet in wet. We know how to make a fun background, and yeah, just you start thinking of the light as well, because you know that you can add darker tones on the bottom parts and all this kind of stuff. So I will stop here, I will call it done, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you learned something with me today. I want to remove the tape before I say goodbye, because that's my favorite part, to finish the illustration without having this crafty frame. Okay, and then this. When you want to remove the tape, if you have one, just try to do it like in 90 degrees, so it will not damage your paper. Okay, I think I like it a lot, and let's zoom out. So that was my original one, and here I have my new one. I like it, and you also have to try this a few times, because every next time you will be, you will feel more, you will feel the freedom to try new things, and you will be not stressed about the end result. Okay, so don't forget to download the free Ink and Color creative workbook. The link will be below, and if you like the video and you want to follow more, then please consider subscribing for my channel. This will help me grow a lot, like my videos and comment. So yeah, that's the best support here for me as an artist on YouTube. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Bye.